Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to Tru Reporting. On today's podcast, we will be covering an amazing Twitter thread from Paul Saran. It is entitled, A Repost, a QAnon thread about global child trafficking networks, SpiderWebs in quotes. Hashtag the storm, hashtag great awakening, hashtag ask the Q at POTUS. But before we get into any of that, my friends, would you please take a moment for our new sponsor, Noble Gold. All right, guys, this is going to be an interesting one. Just letting you know, I've been recording all of these podcasts while being banned from YouTube. So yes, I have been proactive to say the least. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into this. This is Tru Reporting. From Paul Saran, one of the most disturbing aspects of studying the Q drops is to learn the truth about the global networks of child trafficking and how it shapes the geopolitical realities on our world. QAnon, the storm, great awakening, ask the Q at POTUS. It also is one of the most important themes, galvanizing many brands of patriots against the crimes committed to serve the monstrous appetites of the world's super elites. I agree with that. You know, what these people do, this is their currency. They're very, very wealthy. But when you have unlimited money, what is your new currency? It becomes people. This thread revolves around Q Drop 1884 from August 15th. Here we learn the status of many spiderwebs around the world, the main exporting centers of enslaved children. So we could see Saudi Arabia access closed, Epstein Island access closed, Haiti access closed, North Korea closed, China closed, Russia closed, Cuba closed, Sudan pending, Syria pending, Yemen pending. And it's all from the Saudi Arabia U.S. push. Libya access pending, Somalia access pending. So these third world countries definitely still have it, but hopefully the gap has been closed as of now. That was back in August. So the first place with access closed is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Look at this picture of the treasonous John Kerry and the former Saudi king. See how their chairs rest upon a carpet with flowers? We can see here. Yes, I definitely do see that. Q has unveiled for us the disturbing symbolism of the flowers in this context. Flowers and gardens, learn the hidden symbolism. It says right here, Social Scientist magazine's slave gardens. What does a flower represent? What does deflower represent? Flower represents a virgin. Deflower, I believe, represents the taking of virginity, right? We learn from Drop 75 that Saudi Arabia was a, in quote, safe harbor and port of transfer for these activities. What is Saudi Arabia known for? Where do the biggest donations originate from? Why is this relevant? What else is relevant with Saudi Arabia? Safe harbor? Port of transfer? Associated with this spiderweb, we find the reoccurring expression Alice in Wonderland. We could see here Snow White, Hillary, which we know is Alice, I believe. And in the drop, we find explained openly the simple but very disturbing meaning of that. Hillary Clinton in Wonderland. There you go. Simplified, Alice in Wonderland, Hillary and Saudi Arabia. References, Hillary Clinton in Wonderland. Saudi Arabia, the bloody Wonderland. Q. This made us wonder about the dangerous secret world we entered when we followed the white rabbit. Right after the Q drop started in November 2017, good Saudi King Salman unleashed his historic anti-corruption purge that, Q tells us, in quote, broke one of the sides of the pyramid. And then we can see these Black Hawk helicopters taking off. A dozen princes, hundreds of billionaires were arrested and had their power neutralized, including the puppet master, many of leading Americans' bad actors. Yes. Shahabi. Absolutely. The effect of stopping child trafficking activities in Saudi Arabia is detailed in this drop. More than 3,000 enslaved children were freed at once, which is beautiful, right? Q, where are the children? Seriously, where are the children? Love, Tlin OKC. 3,000, it says here. Oh, well. There we go. 3,000 plus slaved by the raids in Saudi Arabia alone. Worldwide lanes shut down, bottom to top. Haiti, Red Cross classified high priority. So, crazy stuff nonetheless. All right, so let's get back. Here we go. Still, in Drop 1884, we learn of a series of SpiderWebs where accesses were closed. To begin with, we have the E Island, favored resort for super celebrities, political leaders, and royalty. The tunnels underneath the temple are said to have been buried at great cost. And that just happened, I believe, when they were crushing down the tunnels where they would bring people in through the ports on this island. The temple has stopped its activities, but Q has let us know that there are plenty of evidence. Phones were allowed in quotes. And then we could see the security cameras on E Island, the island, night number 3, Q. Sick stuff, and you can look through there. We can see over here in this corner that looks like children. Been through this time and time again. This is pretty much a review. Number 17, great number. Other SpiderWebs started to become subjects that are dealt with in the press. Future unlocks past. Watch the news. SpiderWebs. Stop taking the sleeping pill. Q. The most obvious example is Haiti, another target of trafficking where access was closed. Absolutely, we know about the Clinton Foundation. We know about Hillary and Bill going over there. Many other people too. We see even in the press how this may be related to the problems of the Clinton Foundation and its associates arrested for child trafficking. And this is just people in Haiti that are actually saying Bill and Hillary Clinton, bogus Democrats. Hillary, where is Hillary? This is where she belongs, in a jail cell. Absolutely. This is what the people of Haiti want. Another SpiderWeb was closed in North Korea. See how BC's chair and that of the former North Korean leader also rest on the flowers of the carpet. There you go. To what extent did the access to this, in quote, garden influence the relations between former American administrations and the North Korea dictatorship? We may never know. We could see here all those kids, all enslaved under a CIA deep state hub. Access in China was also closed, according to Q. More children, sickening. Q has hinted at the Chinese operation was somehow linked to the Shenzhen Stock Exchange, this upside down cross building. Yeah, check that out, guys. Definitely inverted cross. The Shenzhen Stock Exchange also has the sculpture in front of it. The symbolism behind it sparked much speculation among patriots. Yeah, so check that out. Very strange. Russia also closed its lanes of sex child trafficking. So big time players are shutting down because the deep state from within is being eradicated within these countries. Drop 632 exposes Snowden and Weinstein as clown agents and somehow involved with Russia and the whole SpiderWeb scheme. Who was the first agency he worked for? SpiderWeb. Snowden clown agent. Russia somehow involved. Very strange. Harvey Weinstein clown agent. Who controls Harvey Weinstein? What is a PSYOP? SpiderWeb. Cuba also said to have closed its SpiderWeb. It has no free press, but this is what the U.S. State Department had to say in 2010. A source, a country for children subjected to trafficking in persons, specifically commercial sexual exploitation. The government of Cuba does not fully comply with the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking, and it is not making significant efforts to do so. Allow me to bring back Drop 1884. You notice that some centers are listed as excess pending, meaning the struggle to close this market is ongoing. Absolutely, as you can see in the blue. 5 SpiderWebs still have not been neutralized. You see that Sudan, Syria, Yemen, Libya, and Somalia are all in North Africa and the Middle East. This is another reason why peace in this region is so vital. Absolutely, and we can see here spread throughout. Unbelievable. One SpiderWeb that Q dealt with extensively is in Syria. No name in Syria. Timeline. Purpose. Who attended. No name. Panic. Health cover. Fast. Q. You have more than you know. SpiderWeb. Q. Q called our attention to the SpiderWeb motifs in the door behind No Name and the ISIS terrorists. We can all see here. He's wearing the Syrian flag on his lapel. He also mentioned web markers in other buildings. We can see here location, exact location, Q. Pictures leaked for this very moment. Who, what is not pictured? What forces shadow no name? Contractors, special contractors. What was delivered? Smiles, exact location, exact. Building E of SpiderWeb. SpiderWeb marker, open source. So, back, see the, almost looks like a spiderweb, correct? Very strange. Many patriots scoured the Syrian maps looking for clues, and what I found was the mosque complex. We can see here, spread out like a spider web, right? Examining the drop, we see the pressure is being applied on the pending markets by both the Saudi Arabian Kingdom and the U.S. It's a joint effort, which is huge. We fight mass migration, cultural invasion, Sharia law, Muslim grooming gangs, but Q reminds us that there are good people in the Islamic world fighting for light, real heroes of the storm. The world is watching. Absolutely. You know, there's good. There's more good than evil, and we've been told that. Support my work on patreon.com at Paul Sarin. Absolutely. And go to his PayPal. Check out his new blog. This is the link right here. YouTube. My work on Twitter will always be free, better than ever. Absolutely. And that's how it is, right? You have free content. You always support the person creating the content because, yes, it is free. My friends, this was pretty much a review. I'm still putting out podcasts every day, putting them in the can, which means that I'm saving them to be released once I get off the ban. If you're hearing this right now, I'm obviously not banned anymore, which is great, but just showing you that I have been proactive. My friends, please be kind and loving to one another. You can also donate to this channel by going to my PayPal or my Patreon in the description box below. Again, my friends, take care of one another, and I will talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.